There are some mountain firefighters who know firsthand the dangers of massive fires and burning buildings that may have explosive chemicals.
News 13's Cheryl Barber is live at the Swannanoa Fire Department. And Cheryl, that's right across the road from the big Beacon Plant factory fire 10 years ago.
And firefighters here spent days knowing that an explosion could happen as they continue to battle that fire that raged across 20 acres. They say the lessons they learned here makes their jobs and the public that they protect safer.
But it was a pretty serious situation for a couple of days when we found out that news.
That news came during a raging fire that turned acres of Swannanoa into an inferno. As walls collapsed and the old Beacon plant turned to embers, hazardous material teams found out barrels of chemicals were stored in the plant's laboratory.
Had they been jarred, dropped, or knocked over, they had explosive properties to them. And when we found that out, it was a pretty scary moment.
Scary because the explosive force would equal 6 sticks of dynamite. Battalion Chief Dennis Gregory was on duty that night in September of 2003 and says in the chaos of tumbling walls and towers of fire, part of their plans worked.
Through our pre-planning and our walk through the building, we knew where the chemical lab was. But to be honest with you, we had no idea what was stored in there.
Firefighters evacuated 200 people in the village because no one knew what chemicals were inside and what was in the smoke-filled air. Power and natural gas was shut down to homes and businesses.
We had a total of 522 personnel helping out on the scene, and it all happened pretty quickly within the first 10 hours of the incident.
It took nearly a week to put out all the hot spots and to remove the dangerous chemicals. Today the rubble is gone and grass grows on the site. 10 years after this disaster, emergency officials say the lessons they learned there now give firefighters an edge for battling potentially dangerous or explosive blazes.
That's the reason fire departments do pre-planning. They do pre-planning on every business that they have in their communities, every industry, so they know what is there and where it may be located, and they also gain from that what could happen if in the event you have a fire.
Emergency officials say they know of no large storage of chemicals here, such as those in the explosion near Waco, Texas. They say they know which businesses have fertilizer, and they say explosions there are unlikely. Reporting live in Swannanoa, I'm Cheryl Barber, News 13.